Hi guys, welcome to Lipstick and Lipo, your unfiltered guide to plastic surgery by two board-certified plastic surgeons. I'm Dr. Smita Ramanathan, and I am joined with my co-host, Dr. Ashley Amalfi, up in Rochester, and we are continuing our series on top 3 things you need to know about big plastic surgery procedures, our most popular procedures. And today, we're going to be talking about tummy tucks or abdominoplasty. So, such a common procedure, and it can be a little daunting, a little scary at first, but we're going to break it down and let you know the top 3 things you need to know.
Yeah,
so Ashley,
let's get right to it. The one thing you guys need to know is what the heck does a tummy tuck do? And there's kind of the 3 main components of the tummy tuck. It tightens your muscle, and it removes fat, and it removes skin. That is really what a tummy tuck is accomplishing. It's getting rid of all that extra hanging skin, extra hanging fat below your belly button that's either stretched out from weight changes or fluctuations because of pregnancies, and we just get rid of that stuff and tighten the front of your belly. And the muscle separation that you have after you have kids, if you're done having your family, we tighten that as well. So that's like a corset, but on the inside, and we're going to really tighten that and give you like a gorgeous flat tummy, right? Who doesn't want a flat tummy, right, Smith?
I know, right? We all do. But I mean, I think that's the great thing about a tummy tuck is it really addresses all of the changes that we see.
All of it, right?
You know, like all the components, the muscle, the skin, the fat, in one procedure. And it's all of these changes that happen either with aging, with pregnancy, weight gain, weight loss. We're sort of able to address it all with this one procedure. So, you know, I think it gives you such a beautiful contour, you know, it's especially for women who sort of are just naturally have like that extra, you know, skin and fat in the front, whether they've had pregnancies or not, you know, it's just genetics to be able to have that like flat tummy and show off your, you know, body in a bathing suit is really special and exciting to see on our end for our patients.
I mean, and I think the second one kind of goes along with the first because, you know, the first thing is obviously that it addresses all those 3 components, the muscle, the skin, and the fat. And I think that kind of leads into the second thing you need to know is that this is a bigger procedure that we do. The first couple of weeks of your recovery are going to be more intense. This is not just an easy, quick, right back to work kind of thing. It's a little bit more intense for the first 2 weeks, but it's always worth it. It's, you know, women always say it's like childbirth. The first... that, you know, right afterwards, it's kind of like, wow, this is a lot to go through. But then in the end, you're so happy that it's absolutely all worth it. But yeah, I would say, you know, you don't want to downplay it, right?
No, I mean, yeah, you definitely don't want to downplay it because I think the best way to set yourself up for success is to have appropriate expectations. And so, I mean, this is no joke. It's a big surgery. It's, you know, a couple of hours, if not more, under anesthesia. And we're really contouring the skin and the fat and the muscle. And I think that muscle, the tightening of the muscle is really what's going to be the most uncomfortable part. It gives you the best results, but I always tell people the second you move that muscle, whether, you know, you're putting an implant in it or you're tightening it with a tummy tuck, that muscle wants to go back to where it came from. So it spasms, and that's sort of the discomfort that you feel. We can obviously make things more tolerable with medications and, you know, injecting medication in the operating room that lasts for a while. But at the end of the day, especially that first week, going into that second week, I mean, it's not uncommon for you to sit there and wish you had never done it, you know? You'll like turn to your spouse, your friends, like, why did you let me do this? But you turn that corner, and once you do, I mean, the results are amazing, and you wish you had done it sooner. It's just like childbirth. I always tell people, you know, you forget how painful the delivery part was, and then you just have another one again. So
it's almost like a light switch. Like those first, and everyone's a little different. For some people, it's like the first week. For some people, it's up to 2 weeks, and then something changes, and all of a sudden, it just gets so much easier to get around, and the body starts healing, and you're standing up straighter, and you're like, holy cow, I can't believe that this is actually my body, because it's major. You know, this is a major change, and it's transformative. But you know, having something done that requires a significant recovery, and so you just have to give yourself a little grace It's gonna be worth it, but it is a major
100%.
contour change to the front of the body.
Right. And I think, it's also important to keep in mind there's other things that are going on too, so you're recovering from the surgery, but then, you're not really sleeping well, because if you're not a back sleeper, you're not sleeping, right? We sort of limit you to being in a flex sort of bent position at the waist. So you're on your back. So that can kill people's backs and give them pain. You can be constipated from the pain medication that you're on. If you have drains, those drains can just be annoying to sort of maneuver. So there's a lot of things that are going on that can just sort of make you feel like you're going crazy. But as the drains start coming out, you get a good night's rest, you go to the bathroom for the first time. All of a sudden the switches get turned on and you feel great. And, then you start really appreciating how beautiful your results look.
Yeah. I've never had a tummy tuck who was like, oh my gosh, that was too much. I should have never done that. It's never happened. And you guys,
happened.
You guys you're so tough. Like it is, we're doing it every day and women are doing great at the end of it. But yeah, it's really a major change to the front of your belly and it's worth it.
Yeah. And I like what you said. You just have to give yourself some grace, give yourself time to recover. If you want to complain and vent and do all that, do it, but give yourself some grace. It's going to take some time, but you're going to get through it just like you've gone through everything else in life, and you're going to come out stronger with a flatter tummy.
Yeah. It's absolutely worth it in the end. You know, and the other thing that I think the third thing you have to know is that, the tummy tuck itself only addresses the front of the tummy. And if you think of the torso as a 360, then we need to add other things to address the love handles, the bra roll, that kind of stuff. And usually that means adding liposuction. So that's an adjunct or an additional procedure that honestly I do in almost every tummy tuck. And I think you're the same, right, Smita?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, unless you really don't have a lot of fat and you just have extra skin or the diastasis or the separation of the muscles, most women do need the additional liposuction, right? So whether it's liposuction of the flanks, of the lower back, upper back, whatever it is, it really is going to give you that full 360, because we're three-dimensional, right? So you don't want to just address one area, because ultimately it's going to now your eye is going to be drawn to the other areas that are going to be your problem areas, because that's what you're going to focus on, whereas you might not have noticed it. The other thing also is the mons, so the area over our pubic bones, that area too. Oftentimes we do address it, we sort of lift it or sculpt it during the time of tummy tuck, but occasionally you need to do a little lipo there, or so there's different things based on your anatomy and your, just what your body looks like that we might suggest. And it's just so you have a full, complete, improved contour result.
Yeah, just be open-minded, because we're looking at it as a whole unit area. We're not just looking, as one single procedure. We're looking at how do you get the best cosmetic result of this whole area from every angle. And that's why sometimes, we're going to talk about these other procedures. And that's why we add them in so often, because that's why we, that's how we get really beautiful results, is that we're really just thinking about you as an individual, as your specific body. What exactly do you need to get the best results? And so that's the kind of stuff that we talk about during our consult. And people are always so excited that we do that, because we'll say, oh, does this little area bother you? And they're like, oh my gosh, yes, it bothers me so much. How did you know? And so those are the things that your plastic surgeon is going to talk to you about during your consult, which are so, so important to know.
Yeah, I think it's so important. And that's really what's going to set you up for success, so that so all of this effort, the recovery, the discomfort, all of it is going to be worth it in the end, because you're really going to have a beautiful sort of 360 improved contour and shape. And most often, you've been thinking about this for years, right?
Yes, just
patients don't just wake up one day and they're like, all right, time to get a tummy tuck. This is something you've been simmering about, you've been thinking about, you've been researching for years, and then to finally see it all come to fruition is special.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it perfectly, and we'll do it once.
Exactly. Well, this was a great one, you guys. There are so many more episodes coming in this series of top 3 things you need to know. Make sure you subscribe, Lipstick and Lipo on YouTube and Spotify, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, you guys. Bye, Smita. See you later, babe.